Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you all just kind of a neutral, a makeup tutorial for your day, just a daytime look, going to work, going to school, something where you don't want to look really glam, but you want to look a little bit more put together. So with that being said, oh, and not to mention this, I'm going to try to use mostly drugstore products. Of course I can't do everything drugstore because there's some things that I just don't think you can find as easily at the drugstore, but we're gonna try, okay? With that being said, let's get started. So I'm gonna start with priming my face. I'm using the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. I believe this is about $6. You don't need a lot, it will last you a while. Let's see. There's a good pore filling one, the Maybelline Baby Skin. This one says Instant Pore Eraser on it. It's very silicone-y, let's put it that way. I am going to try to use it to fill in some of my pores today because they have been looking a little bit big lately. And I'm not a fan. Just kind of press it into your skin, kind of, as you're filling, as you're rubbing it. You don't just want to rub it across your face. Okay. And now let's just blend it out so it's not as whatchamacallit. The next thing that you're going to do is take your foundation. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. There is the dewy version as well, if you would rather use that. And I'm using it on a beauty blender. They say that there's cheaper alternatives to this. I don't try anything but this because this is just what I know and what I like. This is not a full coverage foundation. This isn't meant to be a full coverage look. As you can, it just basically evens out your skin tone. You can add a second layer or use a brush instead, and that might make it a little bit more full coverage. If you use a brush though, I would recommend going over it with the beauty blender just so it's not cakey. The shade's a little bit dark for me. As you can see, my face is a little bit darker than my neck, so you do want to make sure that you bring it down. Woo! Bring it down. And make sure you go further back. Don't just end it where you can see it. And try to make sure you go onto your ear and blend it like that. Because you really don't want lines to reveal, well, obviously you're wearing makeup, but you don't want to look like you are. And go down your neck, because people just dab it really quickly and it just does not look good. Okay, so looking good so far. Then I'm going to use this heart shape tape just because it's the only thing that I have in my color right now. You can use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, that's a really good one, or the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, those are both good ones. The NYX one, I don't remember what it's called, is decent, but it's a little bit drier than these. But this one I would say is most comparable to the Maybelline. The Maybelline Fit Me concealer, but the Instant Age Rewind one is a little bit thicker, and you might like that one better for on your face instead of under your eyes. And I'm just going to use this to brighten a little bit. This is quite a bit lighter than me because the foundation's a little bit dark. We'll be making it work. Okay, and just dabbing it out to blend it out. I start by patting it out, but then I always bring it back in. And then I continue to blend it back into your face. You want it to be really seamless, like this. Bring some onto your eyelids if you don't want to get an eyeshadow primer, which it's fine, you don't have to have one. Of course, I don't know of any drugstore ones that are really good. I just like to use my concealer. Yep. So it's all blended out and we are good to go. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to set it. I recommend the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I have the translucent shade, I believe. Yes. They have darker ones if you prefer that. I like the translucent one. It just works for me. I have used like the lightest shade or whatever, and it just was too dark for me. And this will keep you matte. Just gonna. You can get a loose powder and set under your eyes, which I would recommend. But I don't have one that's from the drugstore. And I don't know how much the one that I have is because I got it in a BoxyCharm box. But, as long as you set your under eyes, you'll be fine. Because you don't want that creasing. And you can see how matte this is making me. Like, it really just takes away, like, you still look healthy, but it really takes away the extra shine. Okay. Don't put too much on, you don't want to look cakey now. I wouldn't recommend contouring for just like a day at work, but if you want to, you can use the NYX HD Blush in Taupe. I believe it's $6.99, and Ulta and Target, sometimes they have them on sale for buy one get one 50% off sometimes. So you can use that. Those are really good ones. For blush though, I have 3 options that you can choose from. The NYX HD blushes are really nice. I have the shade Mocha here. I have a couple of others, but I really like this one. It's just a nice neutral one. They're very pigmented and they're like $4.99. You can also use the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek. What are they? Pigments? Colors? They're blushes. I have 2 shades here. These are $5 or $8 a piece, so they're a little bit higher for drugstore, but they're still a decent amount. They're really pigmented and really pretty. Yep, those you do have to order them online though. And then this last one is the Milani Baked Blushes. I have the shade Luminoso. It's really pretty. Ooh, there's a brush in there. It's really pretty, but it's a little bit more shimmery, and it's not like an incredibly pigmented blush. So there's that. I'm gonna take the NYX one in the shade Mocha. It's $4.99. You don't need a lot. It's very pigmented, and just put a little bit on your cheeks. You can also bronze up your face. The Physician Formula bronzers are supposed to be really good. I haven't tried it yet. But for this purpose today, like, you don't necessarily want to bronze every day. So we're not gonna. So yeah, there's your blush. We're getting on to our next thing. Ours highlighter. Of course, Wet n Wild has amazing highlighters, all of which, at least 2 of these you can still get. You can still purchase the 2 Mega Glow highlighting powders, which are these 2. One is in the shade Precious Petal, which is this. It's really pretty. And the other one is in the shade Crown of My Canopy, which is a little bit darker. Now, I would use the darker one as a blush topper because I'm too pale for that. There's also the Wet n Wild highlighting gold bar in the shade Holly Goldhead, which is weird. It's supposed to be limited edition though. I don't know if it is or not. There's supposed to be a mirror on the side, but I can never get mine out. It's really pretty though, and very golden. It's not like too incredibly golden where it's just like a block across your face, but it's really nice. You may have to touch up during the day. I don't 100% remember how long wearing these are. I'm using the shade Precious Petals on my cheekbones to highlight. It just gives you a nice glow. It's not too heavy. Of course, if you want a heavier glow, you can definitely spritz your brush with some Fix Plus, which isn't that expensive. It's like $16, I think. And it would just really help you glow out a little. Okie dokie. So, I don't know if you all can tell because I kind of filled it in a little bit this morning, but I cut one of my eyebrows, like part of it off. So I am going to have to fix that. Lucky for you guys because I don't usually do my brows on camera. I just kind of let them be. I am going to use the NYX Tame & Frame. Some people say that their holy grail is just their holy grail. There isn't a drugstore replacement for it. But that's like the Anastasia one or whatever benefits Gimme Brow. But I just use this one because I don't use a lot of brow products. Mostly just when incidents like this happen. It's hard for me to find my shade. This is a little bit too dark for me. So as long as I use it sparingly, I'm fine. And then you can see kind of where that patch is here. Try not to touch your eyebrows though, because it will come off. Alrighty, so now we're going to work on the eyes. You can clean up under your eyebrows with some concealer if you want. I'm not going to today. It's just not what I feel like doing. This is where it's hard to tell you to go drugstore on. There aren't a lot of drugstore or affordable eyeshadows that I like. I like the L'Oreal Infallible little eyeshadows. Those are really nice, but there aren't really, I wouldn't quite say those are really neutral eyes. So today I am going to use a palette that not a lot of people talk about anymore on YouTube, but that a lot of people still have. It is the Naked palette. It is $54. Everyone knows what this looks like. People don't talk about it anymore. They used to talk about it all the time. I just think it's a good option for an everyday look. So I'm going to take the shade Naked, which is this light color here, and run that through my crease.
You don't need a lot. Just to give you a little bit of definition. Both sides.
Just kind of adds a little bit of depth to your eyes. Then I'm going to take the shade Buck, which is the other matte shade right here, and I'm going to put that in my outer V and a little bit in my
crease, just a smidge. Just a little. Make sure you blend it out. You don't want a harsh line there.
Everyone talks about how pigmented Urban Decay is, but I don't think they're crazy pigmented. I definitely think there are other brands out there that are much more pigmented, but nonetheless, they're decent. So you could stop there, really. Throw like a Sin, which is the second lightest shade on here, or Sidecar on your lid, and call it a day. I'm going to take a little bit of Smog mixed with Dark Horse and just tap that into my outer corner just to deepen it up a little bit. Just deepens it up just a little. Wipe the excess off and then blend it out. Make sure you really blend it. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of a different brand on my lid. I'm going to take ColourPop. I have the two birthday ones, Birthday Boy and Birthday Girl. I'm going to take Birthday Girl because Birthday Boy has a little bit more purple in it, but this is just a neutral color, and these are super inexpensive. They're only $5 a piece. And half the time you can get a coupon code or get them on sale or get them in a set. Use your finger, I recommend, to apply them. You can definitely get a less shimmery shade, or even take that highlighter that we used and pop it on your lid. It will really just make it pop a little bit more. You definitely don't need to be too fancy or too glittery to go to work or to school. Alrighty. You can run a little bit of color on your bottom lash line if you want to. It's totally up to you. I'm not gonna, just because that's how my normal neutral looks look. We're gonna take the Maybelline Master Precise eyeliner. Yes, by iStudio. This is what, $8 or $9, I think. It's just your normal felt tip liner. They do have a gel one. Unfortunately, mine forever dries up for no reason at all. NYX has some colored ones if you feel like adding a little bit of color to your look. What I do is I start from the bottom lash line and just kind of come out. You don't have to do a wing. For work, you just leave it. I'll show you on the other eye what that kind of looks like, but for this, I'm going to, just because I know a lot of girls in high school, or I guess late middle school, really do like adding a wing to their look, and they think it pulls it all together. And it can give the idea of more lashes than you have. it doesn't need to be a super thick line. This is a little thick even for me. I don't normally do this thick, but just whatever you are comfortable with. Now this side I'm going to show you what it looks like without the wing. See? Really pretty. It just kind of makes your eyelashes look a little bit thicker. And I am going to wing this out just to make them even, because I have places to go after this. I have a meeting. So that wing went a little bit thicker and a little bit further out than I wanted it to. You can always clean up with concealer. I'm just going to leave it for now and I'll touch it up in a little bit. Okay, for mascara. You all know that I put this Revlon Bold Lacquer by Girl Luscious on my bottom lash lines. I'm going to do it again today. You can use whatever you want really. This one's really cheap. I think I got it for like $4. It's not going to make you look super clumpy, it's just going to kind of make the look really balanced. You don't have to do bottom lashes, of course. It's just totally up to you. For top lashes, I would recommend either of these two from the drugstore. This is the Miss Manga Luminous by L'Oreal, or the CoverGirl Flamed Out Mascara. I haven't opened this one yet, so I'm just going to use this one. I used to use this every day. This one's really comparable to the Better Than Sex Mascara by Too Faced. Of course, you can curl your lashes if you want to. And if you find that it clumps a little, which I didn't mean to clump that. I don't usually curl my, or if you find that your lashes get clumped, this mascara doesn't usually do that, but if you're just using whatever you have at home, the CoverGirl green, it's like clump, something clump, I'll just look at this again. It really helps get rid of clumps. And you just put a coat of that on top. This one. Clump Crusher. Okay. So, all that's left is lips. As for drugstore lips, NYX has really great drugstore lips, as well as Revlon. I'm going to give you guys a couple of options. So there are the NYX, it really just depends on what you're going for. The NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, there's a ton of shades, they're really comfortable, they're pretty long wearing, and they're easy to put on. These are some of the shades that I have. You can wear whatever you want. Those are more along the liquid lip kind of idea from the drugstore. If you're looking for just gloss, NYX has some really pigmented glosses, the regular ones, and then they also have the intense butter glosses. Sorry, I keep them all over here. So yeah, e.l.f. has a bunch of glosses. These are really pretty. Be careful though, some of them have a little bit of shimmer in them. Other drugstore glosses or lip products. These are some of the NYX ones that I really love. The NYX High Voltage Lipsticks. These are just if you like a regular lipstick. These aren't really matte, but they're not like, they're still equally very pigmented. Not crazy pigmented, but pigmented enough. The Milani ones are super pigmented. They smell really good. Oh, that one's like gross. They aren't, I don't think they're matte, but they're not like flat. And then the Maybelline ones are really, really nice. That come in like this packaging. This one's gorgeous. The Nude Lust is such a pretty shade. And lastly, you can, or I guess two of these that you can use. You can take the ColourPop ones. These are $5, like the eyeshadows, or what are these? The Revlon. They're like the matte things. They have all different kinds of colors. I just have a whole ton of these. I love these. No one ever talks about them. They have different ones. This is like a matte one. This is a balm stain and a lacquer balm. So they're different finishes. They aren't like, they're really comfortable. They're not heavy, and they look really nice. They are, they're really easy to put on. They're really pigmented, and they have a ton of colors, like I said. I am going to take this Maybelline one today just because I think it's super pretty. Just like a neutral. So, yeah. There you have it. If you guys have any recommendations from the drugstore that you would think I really need to try to include in an everyday kind of makeup look, let me know in the comments down below or on Instagram. That is at MakeItMySmile. You guys should check it out and give me a follow. Let me know down below also what you like, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll definitely keep it in mind when I'm coming up with future videos. I'm just going to set my makeup because I have to go places with this Urban Decay De-Slick makeup setting spray. It really helps your makeup last. So with that being said, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!